just before I answer that question, which of course I'll do, just a word about why I'm here today and the message that I'll be giving to the members of the European Council this morning. I've been invited to attend here today to brief the heads of state and government on the work of the Eurogroup and where we stand now with the economic state of the euro area. We are now in a heightened state of uncertainty due to the economic consequences of the awful war in Ukraine. However, we do have an economic recovery that had strong momentum going into our latest challenge. We believe the economy of the euro area will still grow, and the finance ministers of the European Union are currently engaging in what we believe will be the right budgetary strategy for the euro area for 2023 and what should be the principles that guide our actions for the rest of this year. So I'll be briefing them on that work. What will happen after this meeting is on Monday the Eurogroup will meet, and on Monday evening we will agree a statement regarding our budgetary principles for the rest of this year and for all of next year. And we'll be indicating that due to the uncertainty that is there, we do stand ready to change our plans as we move through the year to respond back to a situation that is changing by the day. But our economy will grow, and what we will see happen on Monday evening is we will maintain a united outlook regarding the budgetary choices that are available to finance ministers for the rest of this year and for next in a world and in a Europe that has changed. In particular, response back to your question on VAT law, we have of course now for some time been engaging in what the future VAT law will be for the European Union, and a directive with regard to this is approaching. But what we will do is make the case for additional flexibility at a time in which we are dealing with a unique set of challenges, and the Taoiseach and myself have made that case, and we will be asking the European Commission to consider that.
What kind of reception are you getting at that? What's the timeline?
Oh, well, there's a lot of engagement has already gone on to the future VAT environment for the European Union, and myself and my officials have been engaged in that process now for some while. It's a regular feature of our meetings that take place every month. We have made this additional request across this week. Given that the European Commission are now considering it, I don't think it would be appropriate to impose a time frame on them for when they should come back.
Minister, are you expecting any...
Sorry, Daniel.
Given obviously the advancing of sanctions against Russia, are we expecting the Eurozone to go into recession at all this year? Are you advising what is the economic forecast for the rest of the year?
Our expectation is that the economy of the Eurozone will grow. It will grow at a pace that is different and slower to what we would have anticipated. But we came in to these extraordinary challenges with a recovery of real momentum, with virtually every economy in the euro area due to get back to their pre-pandemic levels of growth by the end of this year. We approach this terrible moment with a level of unemployment that is at a historic low. So we have a very high level of momentum going into this terrible challenge, and due to this, while the uncertainty is still high, I still do expect to see our economies grow across this year.
What are you advising in relation to sanctions? Because obviously further sanctions have been incorporated and advanced this week. What can we expect further ahead of this meeting or in the next couple of days?
I think you can expect further engagement on sanctions that ensure that that which we already have in place, that there will be minimal opportunities for that to be circumvented or undermined. The European Union has now put in place an extraordinary set of economic sanctions in close cooperation with all other democracies across the world. At this point and for now, our focus will be on how making sure they're properly implemented and whether any additional measures need to be put in place to make sure they cannot be undermined. And then we will be evaluating each week if we need to respond back further to the developments that take place in Ukraine.
Minister, on that, is there a lesson here on how to implement sanctions that if tougher sanctions were imposed in 2014 that we wouldn't be in such a serious position with regard to Ukraine?
I think undoubtedly at a point in the future when I hope we have been successful in diffusing the war of terror that is now underway and delivered a resolution based on peaceful engagement and diplomacy, we will all look back on the actions over the last decade and how we've engaged with Russia, how we've engaged with Central and Eastern Europe, and we will ask and question the choices that were made then. Each decision that was made at that point because we believed it was a proportionate and strong action. I was a member of the General Affairs Council and then the Eurogroup when many of these issues were being discussed, and at each point we believed we were putting in place steps that were proportionate. And at a point in the future we will look back on all of that. But for now, our focus has to be on how we ensure that a massive sanctions package that is undermining the ability of Vladimir Putin to fund his war, that those sanctions are fully implemented. And all of the ministers I work with, myself and Ireland, are playing our part in making that happen.
Minister, to ask about the proposal from within your own party to suspend the carbon tax increases in May, are you likely to do so?
We've already put in place now a very comprehensive response back to the rising price of energy this week, and that is the response of the government to it.
Minister, in relation to price gouging, the Skills for Ireland is saying that the Taoiseach's comments were misleading in relation to profiteering and that it was a myth. Is the Taoiseach wrong?
Oh no, I fully stand by the Taoiseach and his comments earlier on in the week. We have now invested over €300 million of taxpayers' money at a time of huge risk for all of us, and we need to ensure that every cent of that makes a difference at the pump. We all need to play our part at this extraordinary time, and we will work with the suppliers in the coming weeks, months and beyond that even to ensure that we maintain security of supply, but also that we all do what we can to ensure that the measures that I announced are implemented and that we can do what is possible to bring down the price of energy at a time in which it's becoming so difficult for so many to afford it. Okay? Okay, see you later on. See you now.